All right, a little bit of something different now. We're doing a retro review. That's right, this is not a new item, not at all. Retro review. Uh, this is a review of a Scratch and Sniff book. Now, I don't even know if this type of thing is still made, to be honest. This is the reason I'm reviewing this first and not stickers is because this is the thing, legitimately the thing, like the book that got me into the whole sniff sticker thing when I was a kid. A little background on this: this is done. This is published by a Golden Book, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with, and it's Richard Scarry. Which, if the name doesn't ring a bell to you, that's the guy that does Lowly Worm. I don't know how popular that is anymore, if it's popular at all. Um, I've done some walking around in stores and not seen any of it, so I'm guessing that that's sort of a bygone thing. Nevertheless, I was introduced to this probably pretty early on in kindergarten. I know it was kindergarten. I was about 4 years old, and the teacher had this book for story time, and we all got to get in line and smell all the stickers. And of course, I was wrapped up in it. I was taken by it, and that's how everything started for me. Was right with this book. So I'm going to review it. The book is really in good shape. This was not my original one. After of course I was introduced to it at school, I wanted one, and Mom never refused to buy me a book, so she did get one for me. And sometime, probably when I was around 9 or 10, it went the way of the dodo. I picked this one up on eBay a few years ago. It's not perfect. Somebody put a stamp on it years ago, but other than that, it's in great shape. Now, if you look at the table of contents, you can see they have quite a few of Mother Goose nursery rhymes type thing. But there's only 6 smellies. So what you end up with is you have, to market, and Simple Simon, and you come over here and there's Tom Tom the Piper's Son, and then you get a gingerbread pig. And anywhere there's a smelly, you've got Mother Goose here telling you to go ahead and scratch and sniff the pig. So gingerbread is one of the smells. You go through a few more, and you end up with a banana cake for patty cake, patty cake. We go a little further. We have Jack Sprat and the wife eating the sausage, which is what the smell of that one is. This is the coolest one in the book, hands down, because this one is a scent you wouldn't expect to find. And then there's an old Mother Hubbard, but it's quite a long version of it. This is all the same thing. I never even... This is the only part I was familiar with when I was a kid. I forgot about all this until right now. Oddly enough, this is not a sticker. I really thought as a kid this should have been, but it wasn't at all. You go quite a few pages here with nothing. And then you have this one here, which is lemon pie. And we go past this. We have oranges for the pig that went to market. And then here you have strawberry tarts. And that's the book. Now, all the smells are great. I can tell you that with this particular book, I got it. It was in excellent condition, and all the stickers still smell. They smell just as good as they did when I was a kid. When I tell you what, when I scratched them and sniffed them, they really took me back. This is it. This is the beginning of sniffs for me. Like I said, I do not think that they really do much of these anymore. If they do, there's not a lot of them out there. This is one of those things that it's, whether you're going to want to buy it if you're a sniff collector or not, I don't know. But there were a bunch of sniff books done at the time. Here's a list of some that were there. Big Bird Gets Lost, The Sweet Smell of Christmas, Bambi's Fragrant Forest, Little Bunny Follows His Nose, and of course this one here. I did have Little Bunny Follows His Nose as a kid, and I'm pretty sure I had Bambi's Fragrant Forest. The other two I did not have. but there were other ones put out beyond the ones that are listed there, and I had several of them. I have one other book that I'm going to review eventually. That one is not as in good condition as this one is. They're kind of neat. Prices vary on these guys on eBay on the secondary market. Whether or not you'll find one cheap is hard to say. Of course, the nicer condition they're in, the more they cost. But it's a really, really neat thing. And if you have kids today, it's kind of a neat way to read to them if they're particularly young. It's interactive. So if you're trying to get your kid to read and having a hard time doing it, this might be something that helps out. So yeah, it's just a quick little review of something a lot of people forget about. I'm sure they're going to have people viewing this going, oh my god, I remember that, but I've forgotten about it for years. And it's really, really cool. So there it is. That's the throwback review, the retro review for the Scratch and Sniff Sticker Collector Society of Richard Scarry's Mother Goose Scratch and Sniff book.